The Raptors welcome in the Houston Rockets for Game 4 of the preseason. One more to go after today's ball game, and they lay an absolute beatdown on the Houston Rockets right from the get-go. The Raptors get out front, they don't look back, and they win 107-92 over the Houston Rockets and improve to 2-2 on the preseason. There's lots of great things that we can take away from a game like this. And the storyline that I mentioned in yesterday's video about Saturday's game, turning the ball over, getting in the fast break, that is where the Raptors have to live this year. They don't have the guys to go 5-on-5 defense, half-court offense, and score one-on-one. It's not going to be easy for this team. So they have to get the stops on defense, and they got to get out in the fast break and boogie. Because that's what happened today. We'll get into those specific stats later on. But let's break down this ball game. First quarter, the Raptors get into like a 9-0 lead, and they end the quarter 28-19. The defense, fantastic. You score 28, you're feeling pretty good. In the second quarter, the defensive intensity does not change one bit. You still only allow 19. You score 29, and the Raptors are up big time. They're up 19 going into halftime. They're feeling fantastic. However, you got to weather the storm coming out of the break. And that is exactly what they do. They allow 26, which is the most out of the first three quarters, but they drop 31. They're plus 5 in the quarter. It helps when they're knocking half-court buzzer beaters, or half-court shots at least. I had 2 of those in the game today. Banton and Flynn knocked them down. And you're up by 20 plus heading into the fourth quarter. Now in the fourth quarter, they make a little run. They win the quarter 28-19. But you're up by that much. You win 107-92. You only allowed 92 points. Yes, I understand it's preseason and whatnot. But the intensity from this squad was incredible. And we talked about it through the first 4 preseason games. This team has not really looked overmatched. They haven't looked outclassed by any team. Now, yes, it is preseason. I understand that. But you've played the Philadelphia 76ers twice, a team who has been there, done that through the playoffs. You faced the Boston Celtics with Jason Tatum. No Jaylen Brown, but they had Jason Tatum. You stuck right with him. You only lost by 2. Now, he didn't play a full game, but our guys didn't play a full game. But you only lost by 2 in that atmosphere. So this team has not been shaken by any squad. And on home court, they've looked pretty damn good. And that was a storyline that's been years in the making for the Toronto Raptors, the ability to play well on home court. And a guy that I think is going to be absolutely beloved by Raptor fans, especially on home court, Precious Achiuwa. We talked about it yesterday. The double-double, 13-13 in his last game. Today he went 17-5. The limited amount of time that he got in Miami. And here, he's going to get a look. A legit look, and you're seeing it so far in the preseason. Went 17-5-0, 7 of 11 shooting, was 1 of 2 from three-point range, had a steal and a block in the game today. Precious Achiuwa is grabbing Raptor fans' hearts pretty damn fast, and I'm loving the way the guy plays. He's active on the glass when it comes to blocking shots, grabbing rebounds, and in the post, kind of the old school big, kind of like that Jonas Valanciunas type of move. Yes, I understand Jonas was bigger, blah, 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 but the way he plays reminds me a lot of JV, and he's doing a very good job. So a fantastic game for Precious Achiuwa today. Scotty Barnes, again, hasn't really had that game where he's jumped out and been like, damn, that is why you took him as the 4th overall pick. But he's been solid. 10 points, 4 boards, had a dime. They shot 5, or excuse me, that's wrong guy. 10 points, 4 boards, 2 dimes on 5 of 10 shooting. Missed both threes that he took. But he had 3 steals and a block today. Again, there were times, where he gets out in transition, get outs and runs, and looks like he's over-anxious a little bit with the ball, and that's fine. That's a young player. He's 20 years old, right? So you don't expect him to be locked down offensively, be this wizard offensively as of yet. You know what you're going to get defensively. As I mentioned, 3 steals and a denial in the game, and he's all over the place on the defensive floor. And offensively, look, he made a jump shot today. He's great in the paint, so he's going to take some time to develop, and he's a guy that this year, look, even if he shoots 20% from three-point range, I'll keep telling him, keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting. He will be better. He will get better. He has that mentality of getting better and be the best player out there. And defensively, he looks like he's right there. All right? Let me go back to Precious Achiuwa right quick and kind of stick with that defensive mentality, because I was talking about how great he was offensively and blah, blah, blah. There were 2 instances in this game, or at least it stood out to me. When he was guarding one of the 2 guards up at the three-point line. And they're dribbling, trying to cross the mountain. He's staying right with them. And they take a couple really hard contested threes because of pressure to his defense. And they miss both. Not only is he great inside, and he's a big dude who will take a beating, he can defend the three-point shot. So I think he's impressing the hell out of me. We heard a lot of great things before. We see the numbers, and we're like, well, we don't know. But now we're seeing it. Pressure Chua is something real special that the Raptors have here. Question is, how is he going to develop and how's it going to happen through the regular season? That's obviously remained to be seen. But so far in these 4 preseason games, he has looked fantastic. All right? OG Anunoby, I mean, my goodness, only played 16 minutes tonight, but had 17 points, 4 boards, 1 dime, 5 of 10 shooting, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 3 of 6 from three-point range, had a steal and a block in the game today. The first 4 preseason games, OG is cash money. He has been phenomenal. And if this is the type of OG we're going to see throughout the regular season, it's going to be fun to watch. I can't wait. OG, I don't even really have much else to say about him. He's just unbelievable. The confidence in the young fella is right there. The fact that I watched him today, just like in the last game against Boston, just dribble on the outside. Right behind the three-point line, just dribble, kind of one-step fade, kind of like a James Harden and Kawhi Leonard type of move where they're dribbling, quick shuffle to the to one side and just, even with a hand in his face, knocking it down. The confidence in OG is there, and he's feeling it. And I'm loving it from OG Anunoby, all right? Now, off the bench, Luke doing a job, as we've seen all preseason long. 10 points, 4 boards, couple dimes, 4 of 10 shooting, was 2 of 5 from 3. He had 3 steals in the game today. Great job from Luke. Malachi Flynn, as much as he didn't get a lot of minutes early on in the game, finished this game real strong. 15 points, 2 boards, 3 dimes, 1 of the half-court shots, 6 of 9 from the field, 3 of 5 from three-point range, and a steal. And Rexdale's finest, Delano Banton. But what the hell was I saying? Delano Banton has been spectacular. Again, kind of like Scotty, kind of like Precious Chua. They're all over the place defensively. The question is, what can you get offensively from these guys? That's the same with a lot of guys on this team. We don't know what we're going to get from this team every night offensively, but you know what you're going to get defensively. You're going to get these guys flying around like nut jobs. And you saw that with Delano Banton today. 9 points, 3 boards, couple dimes, 4 of 5 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, and he's a plus 12 when he was on the floor. He was great. And I'm loving what I'm seeing from a lot of these guys for the Toronto Raptors. It's going to be an interesting year. I don't know how it's going to go, but it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, now let's break down the stats. The Houston Rockets shot 44% from the field, 30% from three-point range. We talked about it in the last 2 videos. Defending the three-point shot. How can you do it, right? And the Houston Rockets only shot 30% from 3 today. They were great. 65% from the free throw line. I mean, that's just bad overall. The Raptors shot 62%, so not very good either. However, we shot 46% from the field, 36% from three-point range. And this is the reason right here the Raptors separated themselves from the Houston Rockets. Because you look at the free throw percentage, they were 3% better. You look at the three-point percentage, 6% better. And the field goal percentage, only 2% better. So you look at those numbers, you're like, well, it must be a really tight game. The Raptors were plus 11 in steals. They had 18 steals. So with that being said, they were plus 8 in the turnovers category. Incredible stuff. They turned the ball over a ton on the Houston Rockets. And in the fast break, which more or less is after those steals, the Raptors were plus 24 in the fast break. So off of those turnovers that they had, the Raptors were plus 16 in points off of turnovers. That is why they won this game by 15. Because they dominated the turnovers category. They dominated the defensive end. They turned the ball over and they ran it right down your throat at the other end. That's what this identity is, at least so far, for the Toronto Raptors squad. You play active defense and you turn that ball over, these guys will get out and they'll boogie. And they'll ram it down your throat afterwards. And that's what they've been doing so far. And they did in the last game. Unfortunately, they lost it. But what we saw today was flat out fantastic. Great defense, leading to great offense. Lots of ball movement. I think they had 23 assists in the game today. They looked fantastic. Now, the question is, what is this the Raptor team you're going to see night in, night out? Well, with a young team, a very unexperienced team, majority of the squad is. And with no Pascal Siakam to start the year, no Chris Boucher to start the year, you're probably going to see some great games like this, and you're going to see some miserable games. That's just the way this Raptor team is built. Will they make the playoffs? I'm still leaning towards yes. the fact that if you can play this good defense and it leads to your offense, I mean, and you still have some really great players. I mean, it's not like we're down in the dumps and digging for scraps. We still have some decent players. So don't be surprised if this team is fighting for that spot. Now, obviously, we haven't started the regular season. We have no idea what this team's going to look like. But the last game of preseason is tomorrow. Back-to-back, the Raptors are probably on the plane right now, heading to Washington, D.C. to take on the Wizards. It's a 7 o'clock tip-off there tomorrow. Interesting number so far in the preseason. The Raptors are 2-0 at home and 0-2 on the road. They play their final preseason game on the road in Washington. Let's end it with a nice road win and end the preseason 3-2, a nice little above 500 preseason record, and win a road game. All right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and enjoyed the game this evening, because it was a much better game to watch. And when you're watching your team lay a beat down on guys and watching all these new guys, these young guys, making an impact and making some pretty damn nice plays, all right? So smack the like button if you guys enjoyed this one, hit the subscribe button if you have not done so already, guys, and I will talk to you guys. No, Twitter is down below for myself. No, hold on. Comment down below. Thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. I missed it completely. Who'd you like, who'd you not like from today's basketball game for the Toronto Raptors? Twitter's down below for myself, folks. Send me a DM, do that great stuff. The Instagram link is down below as well. So follow up there if you have not done so already, guys. And I will talk to you tomorrow, latest edition for the season preview, because their season kicks off on Wednesday as they host the Montreal Canadiens at Scotiabank Arena. And as for the Toronto Raptors, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow night as well, as the Raptors play the Washington Wizards in their final preseason game before they get it going. Again, I believe it's against Washington on the 20th. 20th? Today's only the 20th. Are you? No. You guys can let me know. Either way, we have the final preseason game tomorrow night in D.C., 7 o'clock tip-off there. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the ball game tonight. We'll talk to you guys then.